Y'all, I forgot how awful PETA's mom is. Like, obviously I know the gist of his family, but like, I don't know. Just reading that scene with the loaf of bread, I'm just like, that's tough. I'm so conflicted because I really want to binge read this, but then at the same time, I really want to savor it because I'm having like the best time reading this right now. And that rarely happens. Like that feeling of wanting to like savor a book because you don't want it to end. I already feel like that, and I'm barely on chapter 3. So I'm wondering if I should slow down and just read like 50 pages a day to spread it out a little bit better. But oh my god. Let me know in the comments if you have had that experience of like wanting to savor a book because you love it so much. Let me know what book that is. I would love to know. I forgot that PETA's dad brings Katniss cookies. Hey guys, it is Wednesday and I have a sinus infection. My cold turned into a sinus infection. So, we love that. So I started antibiotics this morning, which always make me feel weird. So, it's a party. I did want to update you. The last couple days I've been listening to a lot of Mr. Nobody by Catherine Steadman. She is the lady who wrote Something in the Water, which was one of my top 10 favorite books of last year. And just like a high quality thriller. And this one is no exception. This is her second book, and so far it is just as good and just as compelling as the first one. I think Something in the Water was more, I don't know, it had more of a complex plot line. So I think it might have more mass appeal than Mr. Nobody, but for me, Mr. Nobody has a lot of like neuroscience-y, psychiatric, it has a mental health level to it that I personally find really fascinating. So it's looking like a 5-star. I'm like 75% of the way done with it, so definitely going to finish that this week. But that's all I've been doing. If you like thrillers, definitely check out Catherine Steadman because no one ever talks about her and she is so good.
Now she's a somebody. That girl was a one-time teenage drama queen. A hot tub every.
Hey guys, it's been a very, very hot second since I updated you. Life is just crazy. Between another job interview this week that I'm not going to talk about because it was interesting, and studying for this next exam. So my friend and I are studying for our second round of tests. It's like a 3-part test, so we already took part 1. We're taking part 2 next Saturday. So that's taken up all my free time plus work. I think I updated, but I had a sinus infection, and then I think I was allergic to the antibiotics that fixed my sinus infection. Nothing like super serious, thankfully, but like I had like the worst rash on my legs and everything. So then that was a whole nother doctor trip, and it's been a time. I live in California. Most all universities in California right now are going online because of the coronavirus, because we have outbreaks in a lot of parts of California right now. And so that's just as someone who already has anxiety, and I do have kind of health-related anxiety in the sense of I catastrophize health aspects, I guess. Like, it's very scary to me, and I'm a little bit paranoid, but then it's like it's also healthy to be a little bit paranoid. So I don't know, that's a whole thing. long story short, I have a couple updates for you on my reading. I have been fairly MIA on book Twitter, and I have been pretty MIA on watching and supporting other creators, so I apologize for that, but I know you guys understand, like, you know, life happens, but I'm hoping to get back into it soon. So reading-wise, I am a whopping 103 pages into The Hunger Games, but I'm really enjoying it, obviously. I love The Hunger Games so much, so it's been really good. So we're at the part where, well, if you haven't read it, I'm about to say something, but it's in the movie, and it's not like a huge spoiler, but it is like something that happens, so I don't know if you want to skip ahead like 10 seconds, but we're at the part where Katniss shot her arrow through the pig's head up, you know, when the people weren't paying attention to her, like, skill presentation thing. So that's where we're at. So I'm excited to get to the arena. So aside from that, I am in a thriller mood. So I decided to pick up In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. Mary from Mary Among Books gave this to me for Christmas, which was so sweet. As far as I know, because I'm only 18 pages in, from what I've heard, it is a thriller about this bachelorette party, like, gone wrong. I think they go up to a cabin. That's all I know, but that sounds like the perfect setting for me, so I'm excited. I am only on page 18, so I can't say much, but it's already, like, I already really like it. So I hope it stays good. I've heard mixed things about it, but I'm just such in a thriller mood right now. Audiobook wise, I am currently listening to The Princess Diarist by Carrie Fisher, kind of before bed to wind down. I really like listening to memoir books, and then on my commute to work, I have been listening to Dry by Neil Shusterman. I've never read anything by Neil Shusterman, but I like it so far. The way it's structured is a little odd. Like, it makes me glad that I'm listening to it. It's interesting timing to be reading it with the whole COVID-19 thing. But there is no water in California. So it is, you know, following these characters as they cope with, you know, what society is doing because of this lack of water, and how people are hoarding water for themselves and not sharing with other people, and, you know, people are dying from dehydration, and what's the government going to do to fix this? And it's really, really interesting as someone who lives in California, and drought is such a big deal. Obviously, this is, like, you know, worst case scenario, there's no water at all, but it is something that's kind of relevant to living in California. I like that whole kind of doomsday scenario of, like, you know, what would happen if this. So I really, really like the premise, and I like kind of how gritty it is at times, but it's structured where it follows, like, these different characters, and I have issues with, like, too many perspectives in one book. And then you have these weird sections of, like, news reports. Here's this lady who got trampled in a parking lot because people wanted her water bottle and things like that. And I just feel like it would be better if those kind of things happened to our main characters instead of just hearing these news flashes, because these news reports come in between chapters sometimes, and they're just they're too long, I feel like. And it's like, I don't, like, yeah, the scenarios are interesting, but I just don't, you know, I don't care because I don't know the characters that these things are happening to. So that's my only kind of issue with it. It is good. I'm not as engaged as I thought I would be, but that's okay. It's like a solid 3 stars right now. For the next, like, 45 minutes, I'm going to try and get through as much of The Hunger Games as I can, and then I'll probably eat some dinner and read some more of it tonight. This video clip is just to say that I have become obsessed with avocado toast. Thanks, bye! I have about an hour before I need to get ready for my credential program interview, but it is now online because of Corona, so I don't have to commute there and fill out a bunch of paperwork and get there early and check in and all this stuff. So I just need to get fancy from the waist up. I'm anxious, but what else is new? So I thought I would read outside on my patio. This is, like, the first day this year that I've had time to read outside, and it's been decent enough weather, so we're reading Hunger Games. Hey guys, so I just finished my online interview, like virtual interview for my credential program. I am applying to the special education credential program, and it went really well. I was so anxious. I've already like changed out of my like professional clothes and everything. I was so anxious that my hands were shaking, but it went really, really well. I think I answered the questions really well, and I don't want to come off as bragging, but the person interviewing me, who I think is one of the instructors for the program, was saying that basically that I was her favorite candidate. I was the last one of the day. I don't think the program's really small, but that like she sees a lot of herself in me, and she can tell that I'm a hard worker and I have a lot of motivation, and that like my master's in psychology obviously is gonna give me a more in-depth perspective of how to best help students with mild to moderate disabilities. And I don't know, it just went really well. I'm so happy. I feel really good about it. It was great. I feel like I'm on the path towards something finally, and like I figured out what I want to do, and it's all just really exciting. So anyway, I'm going over to my parents' house right now because I want to hang out with my dog. I need to de-stress. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, so I'm really happy. On a reading note, I did read 100 more pages of Hunger Games, so we're at the part where Katniss just got a bowl of broth for Peeta. So the end is near, and of course, it's such a good book. I'm loving it. So I woke up sick. Love that. For me, I cannot catch a break with my health, but I did manage to finish the Hunger Games just in time for our live show. It went really, really well. We had a lot of people chatting with us in the comments, and it was just a really, really fun experience. So I'm so glad that Lily, Peyton, and Avery wanted to do that with me and do this read along. So that was really, really fun. So I really don't feel up to doing anything today. So I'm probably going to start reading some of In a Dark, Dark Wood. I'm only on page 18, but I think I'm going to go ahead and end the vlog here. This vlog has spanned like 3 weeks because I haven't been filming all that much because life's been crazy and I keep getting sick. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Our live show was on Avery's channel. I will leave the link for it down below in case you missed it. It just happened. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Please stay safe, and I will see you next time. Bye!